Well, let's talk about Kansept knives. Orlok, the Orlok Terry Core 2. This one's Damascus and it's got the micro rock texture on it. That's what I liked about this. This is what caught my eye, is the micro rock texture. Now you can put the pocket clip on the left-hand side. Also, you can see that, see the difference in the blue here? It does kind of fade as you get skin oils on it, and then you just spray some glass cleaner on there, wipe it down, and it'll come back to what this color is. And that's an effect of, I never spent much time. I tried 2 years ago to start anodizing, and then I decided, nah, I don't want to do that. And there's a lot of good people that can do that out there. But what I did learn is about low voltage and high voltage colors. So this is probably a low voltage blue. And so it does react to the skin oils more profoundly than the high voltage colors. Okay, so you can get a high voltage blue, a low voltage, and purple, and this and this and this. So there's different colors. Now, of course, you get this little dog in this bronze, and probably, it gives you the information, CPM S35VN, 3-inch blade, so it's not a huge knife, but you can just get it in the silver if you wanted. Of course, that doesn't have the micro rock. And then there's that, and you know what, this kind of lightning strike or storm ano doesn't fade, that in my experience, but you can see just by the picture of the knife here, it has faded a bit, even for their pictures that they were doing, all right? And then, of course, there's some information on the designer, and you can see his 79-1931 Leatherworks thing on Instagram. That's how I found him, and so he's the collaborative designer on here. And then this gives you the other information locking system. Overall length, about 7 inches at 3 and a 7, pretty much Damascus flat grind. And nested liner lock. So that's all our paperwork for today. There will be no test afterwards, so I'm going to let you off the hook on that. It's a front flipper. And so, yeah, it'll swing around pretty easy, though. In fact, it was kind of bopping around, and I thought, is this loose? Is this? No, it's not. Even take this out of the way. No. It just has just an easy drop to it. Boom! Really quick. Interesting, this kind of harpoon action on the blade. And there's your Damascus, which I've talked about a billion times. It's a stainless Damascus, but it's not some big crucible powder, metallurgy, high vanadium type thing. So really, if you wanted to have a premium steel for actual edge retention and stuff, you would probably want the model that had the S35VN blade as opposed to the Damascus. But the Damascus is nice. It's a very usable steel, and it looks really, really good, especially with this texturing on here. I can get all my fingers on the handle, and you can also move up, and maybe it might cut paper too. And it does very nicely, so very smoothly, so no nicks or any little weird things on the blade. And very sharp out of the box. And of course you can finger flick this just like that, so it's good that way. And with this cutaway here, I mean, which is nice to get the finger on, but also, you know, it drops and it hits you on the thumb, so it doesn't cut your finger or any of that. Front flip as well. It's kind of a chunky, stocky looking thing, isn't it? Yeah, and there's your lockup. It's about 25 to 30%. And so it's a liner lock, not a frame lock. So you don't have this cut away here. And some people like frame locks better than liner locks, etc., but this is what it is, and I'm fine with it myself, okay? There's the inside, and of course, where the liner is, it's steel, and I got my little magnet. Yeah, it's steel. Okay, and there's that, and I'm feeling I'm feeling the magnetism from this steel on that side. This side, yeah, I mean, is the liner on this side as well? So yeah, you have that feeling as well from there, and from this as well. So there it is. But titanium on the outside and Damascus here, which is, it seems like it's more than a 3mm thick blade. I could be wrong. I am wrong. It's 2.8, 0.11, so it is basically a 3mm thick blade steel, but doesn't it look, it looks more. It looks like it's thicker than that. Basically 1/2 inch at 12.6 millimeters. And if we get this, we'll see that it's basically a 3-inch blade right there. And overall, close to 7. A little under, though. Here, come on. Hold on. Yeah, just a bit under, maybe 6.85, and I think that's what they said in their paperwork there that I showed you before. Fit and finish is great. Kansept Knives does a great job. So that's always in order. And this is one of those knives you might be attracted to with your knife enthusiast attitude. I know I go buy knives, I sell knives, I buy knives, I sell knives. It's just a thing. I don't know, it's consumerism, but it's also a hobby. And so when you have hobbies, you tend to buy and sell things. And so, but that's fun and it's a distraction. And, you know, if you enjoy it, you enjoy it. Here's his little monogram thing for Terry, and Orlok is what it says right there, and the model number over here with the Kansept logo. Drop is nice though. Yeah, it feels good. Nice little drop. It's centered. Looks good. But yeah, this fades a bit. You can see how it is. It's no big deal. I mean, you can always, spray some glass cleaner on it and go again, But that's what happens when you have anodized, and especially the lower voltage colors. But you know what? Just go with silver. You could actually wash this anode completely off of this and just bring it to a silver if you wanted to. And I know guys that can do that, and I forgot what the process was of being able to do that, but you can. But yeah, it's cool. Ceramic bearings on the pivot. Now, let's see how much it weighs, just for the hell of it. Put it right down here. What do we got? 4.3 ounces. Not bad. I mean, it's not super lightweight. And, oh, come on. Let's get back to ounces, and then it was grams. 123 grams. But no, that's why I was saying it's kind of a chunky knife. It's 0.5 thick. It's not 0.45 or 0.40 or whatever. It is got some heft to it here. And this blade steel looks thicker than it really is, doesn't it? So, but you can finger flick it, and you can also front flip, that kind of thing, and detent. Okay. No, it's not a real light detent, but it's not a real heavy detent, which is good for a front flipper, because you never want that damn thing to come flying out of your hands because it's so loaded on the detent. Kicks right open, makes a nice noise when it does that. Yeah, actually. Nice little drop. Yeah, okay. And it comes in this box, and here's the end that tells you what it is, all that. Okay, micro rock texture. And inside, of course, the paperwork and a microfiber cloth come in here, and then the actual pouch, and of course in the plastic. So it's in the plastic, in this kind of a pouch, and paperwork, overall box. It's really solid. It's a real solid box. So I like their packaging. I like their fit and finish. They make a good knife. And you know what? These are not, $350, $400. And right at, what, $200. And then, yeah. And then, you catch it on White Mountain Knives. Like my buddy Justin has over there. LTK is your discount code for 10% off. So that'd be $20, $21 off. So you'd be in the $180 range for something like this. Okay. So yeah, not bad at all, huh? They really, some of the knives have just gone up and up and up. And it just depends, really. But I've now noticed that some of them are dropping and getting more in the sub $200 class, even with, the other day I was looking, I saw that, what was that? The Kaiser Sheepdog. Was it right at a little over $100 with titanium and S35VN? Back 10 years ago, you wouldn't have seen that. That was crazy, but okay. I think this is becoming more and more affordable. At least some of the brands are becoming more and more affordable. And this one is nice. If you like a smaller, easy to carry knife, this is stainless, so it should be good and corrosion resistant. Of course, you can always treat your knife with various types of things. I keep this and this. I put this on my blades. Southern Florida, a lot of humidity, so this is what I put on here, okay? So you can do whatever you want, maybe WD-40 as well. Just a greasy rag, whatever. Wipe them down and keep them from getting corroded. And yeah, this feels good in the hand. Where's my... There you go. There's my balance point on it. What do you think? Yeah, the Orlok, kind of sounds like a orc, something from the trilogy series or something like that. Something chunky, roughy, tufty, and this kind of fills that niche, doesn't it? Yet it's really a nice looking knife as well, and this texturing is really attractive. So check it out. I'll leave the link below, and take a look at it. People like certain kinds of designs, other people don't. So just saying, take a look, and if this is something that attracts you, when you look at things, you'll know whether they speak to you or not. All right, I'll leave you alone. You guys, stay sharp.